Have you ever felt like life is teaching you the same tough lessons over and over again? Like no matter how hard you try, you keep running into the same obstacles, whether it's trusting the wrong people, struggling with discipline, or feeling stuck in the past? The truth is, there are certain life lessons that, once you fully understand them, will completely change the way you live. They're not just nice advice, they're the difference between success and failure, happiness and regret, growth and staying stuck. In this video, we're breaking down 10 powerful lessons that most people learn too late, but you don't have to. Pay close attention, because once you truly absorb these, you'll never see life the same way again. 1. Priorities shape your life. Have you ever heard someone say, "I'm just too busy"? The truth is, no one is ever really too busy, it's just a matter of priorities. Think about it. If your car breaks down on the way to work, no matter how packed your schedule is, you'll find time to deal with it. Why? Because at that moment, fixing your car becomes the top priority. I used to believe I didn't have time to exercise. Between work, family, and everything in between, I told myself that squeezing in an hour at the gym was impossible. But one day, a friend challenged me. If I gave you $10 to work out every day for a month, would you find the time? That hit me hard. Of course, I would. The problem wasn't time, it was what I valued. The reality is, we always make time for what matters most to us. If something is important enough, you'll find a way. If it's not, you'll find an excuse. So, ask yourself, are you spending time on things that truly move your life forward? Or are you letting distractions steal your most valuable resource, your time? 2. Not everyone deserves your trust. Have you ever trusted someone completely, only to realize later that they weren't who you thought they were? It's a tough lesson, but one we all have to learn. I remember a time when I confided in a coworker about a new project idea. I was excited, thinking we were on the same team. A week later, that same idea was presented in a meeting, but not by me. That's when I understood, not everyone who listens is a friend. Some people just want information, not to support you, but to use it for their own benefit. Trust is like a bank account. You should be careful about who you deposit your secrets and dreams with. The hardest part? Sometimes, the ones who betray you aren't strangers. They're the ones you least expect, friends, colleagues, even family. But that doesn't mean you should shut everyone out. It just means you should observe actions, not just words. Genuine people prove their loyalty over time. So, before sharing your plans, ask yourself, would this person celebrate my success, or use it for themselves? In the end, trust should be earned, not given freely. 3. Letting go of the wrong people makes room for the right ones. Have you ever held onto a friendship or relationship, even when deep down you knew it wasn't good for you? I did. I had a friend from college who I stuck with for years, simply because of our history. But every time I achieved something, their support felt forced, like they were waiting for me to fail. They never celebrated my wins, only tolerated them. One day, I asked myself, why am I holding on to someone who wouldn't hold on to me if the roles were reversed? That realization hit hard. I had been so afraid of losing a familiar connection that I didn't see how much it was holding me back. So, I made the tough choice to step away. And guess what? It opened the door for better, more supportive people to come into my life. Sometimes, we cling to the wrong people out of habit, not realizing they're blocking us from meeting those who truly align with us. It's like keeping a broken umbrella in a storm. It won't protect you, and it stops you from finding a better one. Let go of what no longer serves you, and watch how the right people find their way in. 4. Discipline beats motivation every time. Motivation feels great when it's there, but what happens on the days when you wake up and don't feel like doing the work? That's where discipline comes in. I learned this the hard way when I first started working out. At the beginning, I was pumped. I bought new running shoes, watched fitness videos, and set ambitious goals. The first week, I crushed it. But then, life happened. I had late nights, early mornings, and suddenly, the thought of getting up at 6 a.m. to work out wasn't exciting anymore. I kept waiting for the motivation to return, but it didn't. And that's when I realized, if I only worked out when I felt like it, I'd never make progress. So, I made a deal with myself. I don't have to feel like it. I just have to do it. I set a rule, no excuses. Just action. Some days, I only gave 50%. But showing up consistently made all the difference. Motivation is unreliable. It's like the weather, always changing. But discipline? That's what turns dreams into reality. So stop waiting to feel ready. Just start, and let consistency do the rest. 5. Time is your most valuable currency. Imagine this. Someone offers you $86.400 every morning. But there's a catch. You have to spend it all in one day. Or it disappears. You can't save it, trade it, or get it back. What would you do? You'd probably use every dollar wisely. Right? Well, that's exactly how time works. Every single day, you get 86.400 seconds. And once they're gone forever. I used to waste so much time scrolling through social media, watching pointless videos, or saying yes to things that didn't really matter. But one day, I asked myself, if my time were actual money, would I be spending it this carelessly? That thought changed everything. The truth is, time is more valuable than money. You can always make more money, but you can never make more time. The richest person in the world and the guy working 2 jobs just to get by, they both get the same 24 hours. The difference? How they use them. So, ask yourself, are you investing your time wisely? Or are you letting it slip away? Because at the end of the day, how you spend your time is how you spend your life. 6. You teach people how to treat you. I once had a job where I constantly over-delivered. I stayed late, picked up extra tasks, and never said no. I thought if I worked hard enough, people would recognize my effort and appreciate me more. But guess what? The more I gave, the more they expected. My hard work wasn't valued, it was taken for granted. That's when I realized something important. No one will value you more than you value yourself. If you don't set boundaries, people will keep taking. If you don't believe in your worth, no one else will either. Think about it. When you walk into a high-end store, they don't beg you to see their value. The price is set, and if you can't afford it, you move on. But when you undervalue yourself, you're like a discount item. People assume you're cheap, even when you're not. So here's the truth. If you don't respect your own time, energy, and worth, neither will anyone else. Set your standards, demand respect, and most importantly, never settle for less than what you deserve. Because the way you treat yourself teaches others how to treat you. 7. Failure isn't the end, it's the beginning. I still remember the first time I completely failed at something important. I had spent months preparing for a big job interview. I researched the company, practiced my answers, and walked in feeling confident. But halfway through, I stumbled on a question. My mind went blank. I panicked, and just like that, the opportunity slipped away. I walked out feeling humiliated. I kept replaying the moment in my head, thinking, if only I had answered differently. If only I had prepared more. But then, something unexpected happened. I got another interview a few weeks later. This time, I knew exactly what to expect. I had already faced failure once, so I was no longer afraid of it. And guess what? I nailed it. That's when I learned a powerful truth. Failure isn't a dead end, it's a stepping stone. Every time you fail, you're actually learning, growing, and getting closer to success. The only real failure is giving up. So the next time you fall short, don't see it as proof that you're not good enough. See it as proof that you're getting better. 8. Your past is a lesson, not a life sentence. I used to replay my past mistakes like a bad movie on repeat. Every wrong decision, every embarrassing moment, every missed opportunity, I carried them like a heavy backpack, weighing me down. I thought if I analyzed them enough, I could somehow rewrite the past. But no matter how much I obsessed over it, nothing changed. One day, a friend told me something that stuck. You're driving through life looking in the rearview mirror. No wonder you're struggling to move forward. That hit hard. I realized I was letting my past define me, instead of using it to shape me. The truth is, we all mess up, we all have regrets, but the past is a place to learn from, not a place to live in. Holding on to old failures only stops you from reaching new successes. So, if you've been carrying the weight of past mistakes, let this be your reminder. Put the backpack down. You can't change what happened, but you can control what happens next. And the best part? Your future is still unwritten, so make it one worth living. 9. Protect your privacy. Not everyone needs to know everything. I used to believe that sharing my plans, dreams, and personal life with others would bring me closer to them. Every time something exciting happened, whether it was a career move, a new relationship, or a personal goal, I'd tell the people around me. But over time, I noticed something strange. Not everyone responded with encouragement. Some people gave forced smiles. Others downplayed my success, and a few even seemed disappointed when things went well for me. That's when I realized, not everyone wants the best for you. Even if they act like they do. Some people are just curious. Others are secretly hoping you fail. And the more you share, the more you give them power over your emotions. Now, I move differently. I celebrate my wins quietly. I work on my goals privately. And I reveal things only after they've happened. The result? Less stress, fewer negative opinions, and a greater sense of peace. Your personal life is just that, personal. Protect it, guard it, because sometimes, the best way to succeed is to let your results speak for themselves. 10. Success is hard, but it's always worth it. I used to believe that successful people had some secret advantage. Maybe they were naturally talented, born into the right family, or just got lucky. But then I started paying attention. I saw how the top athletes trained before the sun came up. How entrepreneurs sacrificed sleep and comfort to build their businesses. How artists kept creating even when no one was paying attention. That's when it hit me. Success isn't about luck, it's about endurance. It's about showing up when you don't feel like it, pushing through frustration, and staying committed even when there's no immediate reward. A few years ago, I started a side project. At first, I was excited, but when progress was slow, I questioned if it was worth it. I almost quit. Then one day, after months of effort, something clicked, an opportunity came, and suddenly, all that hard work paid off. It wasn't overnight success, it was years in the making. Here's the truth. If success were easy, everyone would have it. The struggle is what makes it valuable. So, if you're in the middle of a tough journey, don't stop. Keep going. Because one day, you'll look back and realize, it was worth every second. Now that you've heard these lessons, ask yourself, which one hit you the hardest? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And remember, knowledge is useless if you don't apply it. Pick just one lesson from this video and start using it today. If this resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Because at the end of the day, the best way to grow is to help others grow too. See you in the next one.